Right on time, just like I planned it. Okay, this meeting is being held in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Annual notice of this meeting was published in the Union County Local Source and the Newark Star Ledger. Said notice was posted in the municipal building and a copy is on file with the office of the borough clerk. Fire exits are located in the directions I am indicating. If you are alerted for a fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Proper notice having been given, the borough clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of the meeting. Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Present.
Councilman Signorello.
Here.
Councilman Robina.
Here.
Councilwoman Lyons.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Mayor Signorello.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Please lead us in the opening prayer and pledge of allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. There are no communications for review this evening. We do have a couple proclamations and presentations. We will start off with the Dance Twirl team. We've got the Dance Twirl team here?
Yes.
And Councilman Robina? Okay, got it, cool.
Oh, you know what? That's what I gotta do too.
Those are yours, yeah.
All right, thank you.
All in one.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we proudly recognize two outstanding young athletes from Aldine School, Juliana Conchetta Schultz and Aubrey Sauce, for their exceptional achievements in the sport of baton twirling as members of the Diamondettes Team Stars. This year, their team remained undefeated, winning top honors at the New Jersey Open, U.S. Twirl Association Championships, and most impressively, at the NBTA Mid-Atlantic Regional Championships. Juliana and her team earned 6 first-place finishes, and in individual events, she went on to win first place in Open 1 baton solo and fourth place in Visitor 1 baton solo at a regional competition in Maryland. If I didn't get that right, please feel free to correct me. Aubrey also excelled as part of the undefeated team and took home second place in her show twirl solo at the New Jersey Open. The Diamondettes Baton and Dance program, led by Coach Nicole, blends athleticism with the artistry of baton twirling, combining dance, cheer, and gymnastics with a strong focus on personal growth, confidence, and character. With guidance from experienced educators and coaches, these young athletes are not only learning to perform, but learning to lead, support each other, and shine. So please join me in congratulating Juliana Conchetta Schultz and Aubrey Sauce for representing Roselle Park and with such pride and talent on and off the competition floor. We're very proud of you. Aubrey, congratulations.
No, stay up.
It's okay.
That's awesome. Beautiful.
Oh, you guys want to stick up for a picture real quick?
And we also have proclamations for their other teammates here,
Okay,
so-
great, yeah. Thank you.
So there
Do
you
you
go.
want-
And-
Nice to meet you. Do you want to say a couple
Please.
words? Yeah, sorry. Didn't realize you were here. Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to say thank you to Mayor Signorello and the committee for this honor and for honoring these athletes. I am very proud to run Diamondettes Baton and Dance, a sports program that is so different from the common youth activities. Not only is the art and skill of baton twirling unique, but I have designed a program model that blends my experience as a classroom teacher and brings purposeful instruction and effective social emotional elements into the world of sports, in hopes to strengthen every child's inner sparkle and reinforce a positive mindset that will allow true learning and mastery to take place. I would like to recognize my Diamondettes families because they are the foundation of everything I'm able to do, and these children would not succeed without our wonderful parents. I'm blessed to continue carrying the long tradition of the sport of twirling in our schools and our communities. Years ago, the infamous Miss Pat was a teacher in Roselle Park, and she kept baton twirling alive in our schools. She later established Patty's Dolls in Union, and she is the reason why baton twirling still exists, especially in Union and our surrounding communities. I'm proud to be the one carrying this tradition as her former student. And having come from a long line of her students, it's an honor to keep the sport alive in our towns and to watch these children succeed. I'd like to congratulate all of these wonderful athletes for their accomplishments this year and to remind them how truly special they are for sticking with the sport that is truly unlike any other. This entire program is based on the idea that everyone can become an athlete and is successful in their own way. The trophies are certainly welcome, but I win all the time for being their teacher. And it is a true honor to be a role model to these children and to see all of their accomplishments. I'd also like to just quickly acknowledge Michaela Deeren. She is a resident of Union, but she is a part of this undefeated team.
We take all, we will give you an exception. It's okay. If you want to pay taxes here, we should bring mom and dad.
So thank you so much for this wonderful honor, and this truly is a blessing to run this amazing program. Thank you so much.
Real quick. Yeah, congratulations. Nice to meet you.
Me and John. Joe and John Ranieri.
Yeah, come on. Mr. Neer, come on. Joe, you want to start off?
Yeah,
go for it.
Okay, unfortunately, I found out late that the girls' basketball team won the conference. I'm very proud of you. I'm a former Roselle Park graduate, and I know I always follow the sports. I know Mr. Finizio had the 3 A's, and I was a big thing with the athletics. But I'm so proud of you. Great season. But I apologize that we got you in here late, but I didn't find out till late. Coach Ranieri told me, and we tried to set up. So I'm glad that we got you to come in, and great season. And I believe we had 1,000-point score. Yeah, so we have, which is a really accomplished. Not many have done that. A good friend of mine ended up with 995 points. Okay. So he never got to 1,000, but it's a big accomplishment. Thank you. With Coach,
You want to call? Oh, yeah. Yep.
yeah, bring the girls up.
Mike's yours.
And it's low enough for me, too.
I got the same problem.
Thank you.
It's set up for me.
You feel my pain. Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Council, and thank you for recognizing and honoring our girls' varsity basketball team tonight. It means a lot to me, not just to me and my assistant coaches, Anna Nunez and Emma Selinsky, both former students here in Roselle Park, former students of mine too, but we won't get into that. Shows my age. Okay. The 2024-2025 Roselle Park girls varsity basketball team had a season to remember, finishing with an impressive 16-6 season and achieving several historic milestones. Our 16-win season is the most wins for the girls' high school program in over 25 years. The Panthers, the Roselle Park Panthers, also captured the Roselle Park Christmas tournament. Nice to win our own tournament. It's been a while for that as well. We beat a very good Carteret team, and it literally went down to the last couple of seconds. Very, very exciting, and a great win against a very good team. We reached the quarterfinals of the state tournament, the sectional championship. We earned the opportunity to host the first round of the states, another first, for us to be able to host a state game. Junior Sydney Smith reached a special basketball milestone, scoring her 1,000th career point during the season. And she's the smallest one out here. Go figure, right? Doesn't matter how tall you are. Yeah. I'm just going to add also that Sydney's on track to break the all-time Roselle Park scoring mark for boys as well, probably at the rate she goes, probably in the first 3 or 4 games of next season. So I am cautiously optimistic she will become the all-time leading scorer in Roselle Park high school basketball history, boys or girls. I have an amazing group of girls. Some of them are not here. They had prior commitments, but as their coach, I was their teacher, and it's great to, especially for the seniors who had some rough years starting out their basketball career at the high school. It made me really, really happy to see them enjoy a winning basketball season. These are amazing girls behind me. I'm not just saying it because I should. They are great young ladies who are all going to be very successful, and I am so proud to be their coach, whether we won or lost. You know, I love coaching them, and kind of sound like you. I win every day when I coach them. So it's true. We are optimistic for the upcoming winter season and expect to have another very successful and exciting season. So hopefully some of you can come watch. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right, I'm just going to read, like I said, some are not here. I'll just read the girls that are on the team. Ava Banks, freshman. Anna De Silva, she's not here tonight. Hannah Jokic, one of my juniors, soon to be senior, and one of my captains for next year. Otelia Dobre, she's not here tonight. Hannah Foy, she could not be here tonight. She's at the concert at the high school. Brooke Gallo, one of my senior captains, who's going to be pitching in the States tomorrow night in case anyone wants to go see. Awesome sectional finals tomorrow afternoon, 4:30. Be there. They're awesome to watch. I recommend you all go. Donna Gonzalez, another senior. Melanie Gonzalez, who is not here tonight. Emmy Gregor, who was a freshman and did a lot of amazing things for me as a freshman. Angela Leonardis, who cannot be here tonight. Madison O'Connell, one of my senior captains. Miss Sydney Smith, junior, soon to be senior, and one of my captains for next year. And Madison Wilkes, who cannot be here tonight, a junior. She cannot be here. And that's pretty much everybody. Yeah. Thank you.
Nobody move, I'm using my teacher voice. I want to make sure I didn't cut anybody out. Okay, ready? 1, 2.
All right, thank you. Congratulations. Awesome.
Congratulations. John. John.
working until the minute I got here.
John, can you just take that down? Yeah. You give me the mic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And then just put that over there. Anywhere. Thank you.
Martha, you don't want to stick around? You don't miss this place? Where'd she go?
She's in the back.
Oh.
He was never here.
She's running away. I get it. I would do the same. Okay. We'll go to the boring stuff. May I have a motion to approve meeting minutes pending any corrections?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to open the public portion on agenda items only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Who can come up and speak may do so now.
George Ramirez, 500 East Clay.
George, just turn the mic on in front of you.
It's on. Here you go.
There
Can you
you
hear
go.
me?
Yep.
Better? All right. So first of all, I'm here as a concerned resident to formally object to the proposed redevelopment designation for 510 Chestnut Street. First, let's be clear. The Neglia Group's study does not present sufficient evidence that this site meets the legal threshold under NJSA 40A 12A-5. The property is occupied, publicly owned, and not detrimentally substandard or hazardous. The New Jersey Supreme Court ruled that vague or speculative findings do not justify redevelopment, particularly in Gallatin versus Paulsboro, 2007. Second, the public process behind the designation has lacked transparency. The first action came suddenly on February 20th, and tonight we're being asked to adopt a final resolution
Nope.
with lasting implications.
Just to be clear, no, it's sending to the land use board. Just want to correct you on that.
Okay. Third, the implications of this designation are severe. It could override existing zoning, displace a public function, and possibly lead to eminent domain. If the site is already serving a public purpose, what's the compelling need to take it? And most concerning is that on Sunday, January 5th, there's a video recording of the mayor, the land use board chairman, and 5 individuals who now serve on the Board of Education meeting privately at a site that was proposed to be the new Board of Education location. If redevelopment or public property matters were discussed outside of public view, that may constitute a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act and undermines public trust in this process. So I respectfully ask that you table this vote, allow for deeper public review, and ensure every decision is supported by facts, not political coordination. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's opinion versus facts, but I will comment on 2 things. So one is on a transparent process. So we are referring this to the land use board, where the land use board will have their opportunity to comment and send suggestions. So the public's hearing about it tonight. They will hear about it again at the land use board. Andrew, when's the next land use board?
If it gets approved, if it gets referred tonight, it'll be on the special meeting of the 17th.
Right. So then it's that meeting. The public has a chance to comment tonight. They have a chance to comment then. They also have a chance to comment when it comes back to the mayor and council. And then that's just the redevelopment plan. Should it go on to the agreement, then similar story. They can come comment on that. So there's a couple bites of the apple for the public to come, and I think that's a pretty transparent process. The other thing that I just really want to mention, there is no potential for displacement. So this is purely at the will of the Board of Education. Should the Board of Education look to either go out to RFP for bidders for the site or do a land swap for the site, we cannot compel them to move because it's a non-condemnation study, nor would we. So this is purely a study to see what could be there, and if the Board of Ed wants to do something, this would help determine the value of that. So I just think those are 2 important things to clarify. Anybody else wish to come up and speak? I'm seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have a motion to, oh no. Andrew, report.
Yes, Mayor, a quick one tonight. I have some good news on the grant front. We did have a meeting today. The county got their notification of HUD CDBG funding. So the borough will be receiving $209,000 in community development block grant funds toward the improvement of Warren Avenue, which is a project we're slated to move forward with this year. So that $209,000 will offset the overall cost of the project. We also received a funding indication of $24,000 toward the Senior Citizen Social Service Program and Transportation Program, which offsets operational costs at the community center. The $209,000 is not a historic number. I think our high water mark there is $225,000, but the $24,000 in social services is the highest that I've ever seen, which is a good thing, and it directly assists our operating budget, which is a rare pickup sometimes at this point in the year. The only other thing I want to note is the primary election is coming up next Tuesday, June 10th. Polls will be open in person in the borough at your regular polling places between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Early voting is ongoing until Sunday night. Every day until Sunday, polls are open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and on Sunday they're open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Those are designated places throughout Union County. The closest two to Roselle Park are Union College in Cranford and the Amalfi Community Center in Roselle on Schaefer Avenue. Highly recommend early voting. It's quick and convenient, but if you can't make it to early voting and you don't vote by mail, certainly come out on Tuesday to your regular polling place and cast your ballot. If you need any assistance with the process or have any questions with the election process, call the clerk's office, 908-245-6222, extension 78. We'll be happy to help you. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Cool. Ken, while we're up on the dais.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that sewer bills have been mailed. They are due by July 1st. You have until July 10th to pay without interest. And that's all I have right now, Mayor.
That's easy. Okay, Chief, you want to come up?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I submitted my report. I'll be brief as well. I'm going to highlight just two quick things. May 9th, Officer Ted Cott, Antonio Centeno, and Louis Plock participated in the National Police Unity Tour, where officers from around the state biked from New Jersey to Washington, D.C., in memory of all the fallen officers across the country. This agency is very proud of their accomplishments, and I'm proud to say they represented this borough and the agency with dignity and honor. And the second thing I have for you is the Borough of Roselle Park was awarded the $7,000 as part of the 2025 Click It or Ticket Seatbelt Mobilization Grant. This is a grant program managed by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety within the Office of the State Attorney General. This program and the borough's underlying grant application is for implementation of a targeted seatbelt enforcement campaign in New Jersey as part of the nationwide Click It or Ticket. Seatbelt mobilization was from May 19th through May 31st of this year. The main focus of these police patrols was to stop and issue summonses to motorists for front and rear seat passengers who are not complying with the state seatbelt laws. Officers will also enforce the child safety restraint law as appropriate. The objective is to reduce the number of unrestrained motor vehicle fatalities in the state and to increase the statewide seatbelt observational rate through targeted seatbelt enforcement. At the conclusion of this campaign, it resulted in 199 motor vehicle stops with 114 summonses and 1 arrest. It was very successful. The unfortunate part is there are a lot of people that are not using their restraints in these motor vehicles, which again are causing to a lot of these fatalities in the state. I was happy to help with some of that educational process, and hopefully will lessen some of the fatalities in the state. That's all I have, sir.
Cool. Any questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief.
You're looking dapper tonight, Chief.
I appreciate
Looking
it.
good.
Thank you.
Cool. Coach Ranieri? I'm going to turn it down, actually. Can I turn the AC down? Everybody okay with that? Oh, yeah, that's what you meant, right?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'd like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for giving me the opportunity to provide a brief update. The goal of the Roselle Park Recreation Department is to meet the recreational needs of our community. As part of our department's effort to meet these needs and expand community services, our department provides a wide range of programs. Membership and recreation. We currently have over 495 recreational members. Homework aftercare. These programs conclude on June 18th. The members and staff would like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for their support of another very successful year. Spring Sport and Activity Program. Off-season volleyball is on Wednesday nights at the ASYC. We currently have 74 participants. Off-season K through 5 cheerleading is on Monday nights at the ASYC. Currently have 47 participants and 12 on the waiting list. Off-season boys and girls wrestling is on Monday and Wednesday nights at Roselle Park High School. We currently have 24 participants. We are pleased to report our department has made the following changes to recreational programming and procedures. All recreational employees and volunteers have to have a criminal history screening and certified in CPR and AED. We remain committed to provide the best possible care and programming. In addition, we believe these changes has afforded our community members the requested programming. Summer programming is still being finalized, but as of now, 3 through 5 middle school and high school boys and girls summer basketball, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 to 11 at the ASYC. 3 through 5 and middle school co-ed summer tennis, Wednesday nights, 6 to 8 at the Roselle Park High School tennis courts. 3 through 5 and middle school summer volleyball, Wednesday nights, 5 to 7 at the Roselle Park High School main gym. The ASYC has recently hosted the following: Recreation Committee meetings, Public Affair and Community Event meetings, CPEG meetings, PTA meetings, Boys and Girl Scout meetings, fifth grade parent meetings, and recreational sport parties, to name a few. As always, you can contact the Recreation Department at recreation@rosellepark.net with any questions or concerns. That completes our June Recreation Department update. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
490 something on enrollees, right?
Yeah, as of right now, and growing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is.
Yeah, very
Great.
good.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
you.
Greg, you want to come up? It gets very confusing.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for letting me come up. And my report ranges from our last council meeting in March, the first one, till now. We have worked over 146 hours of overtime, and the DPW continues to do various projects throughout the borough. DPW has installed an all-way stop intersection at Walnut and East Clay. We encourage residents to be mindful and approach the stop sign slowly because it is new. Public Works has auctioned off one vehicle successfully due to old age and unsafe operation. Public Works has retired another vehicle and is waiting auction for the same reasons. And we would like to remind our residents that drop-offs at the Public Works facility are no longer allowed. If a resident has anything they need to recycle or dispose of, that they are to call the DPW yard at 908-245-7676 for assistance. If the borough cannot recycle or dispose of said items, we will find out who can take them for you. Dropping materials off at any borough property without consent from the borough is considered illegal dumping and is subject to summons. And that's all I have for right now. It's been a really quiet month, a few months, so.
Cool.
Any questions?
Any questions for Greg B?
No.
Thank you, sir. You're going to stick around, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
cool.
you.
Yep.
Great.
And do we have our pinch hitter engineer? Is that who I'm guessing is back there? Yep, come on in. Yep.
God bless you.
Ty or? Like,
Ty.
Ty isn't Ty, or that's, your Ty? Oh, okay, got it. Hi, Ty.
Good afternoon, Council, Mayor.
Got a nice tan there, Ty.
Thank you.
Want to on vacation?
No. it's
Okay,
natural.
fair enough.
We are currently working on the storm sewer separator project. We're working on alternative analysis. That was NJDOT required us to do. We're waiting for a DEP pre-app meeting. American Water is currently working on the Galloping Hill project. They completed test pits this week, and on Monday, they're going to be working at McGee and Galloping Hill. They're going to do night work there at that intersection. And the water main work that was done, Beechwood Avenue was repaired. We're still waiting for them to do the striping. No, they're being mum on it. I've called them 3 times. I'll keep calling them. And that's all I have.
Cool. Any questions for the engineer? Are we like roughly on time for the project?
The storm sewer separator
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
We are, the DEP is we need to get that pre-application meeting scheduled.
Okay. But plus minus on time? You can tell me no if the answer is no.
No,
Okay.
we're still on.
All right, cool. All right, thank you.
Mayor,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I could just add, so I was on I think the pre-app meeting with DOT. And I think they are, I think the reaction was, I think the hesitation in Ty's voice is that I don't know that it was necessarily positive. I think it was shocking in terms of the scope of the project. So there's going to be different iterations of these pre-app meetings as we go. So it is on schedule. But
like,
there's just various iterations of why are you doing this?
Do they want to push back or?
No, it's more of have you considered other options? And the answer to that is yes.
And we're legally bound to do this now.
There's a legal settlement. You'll have other parties involved. Then potentially you'll talk about how we, how far we explored these other routes and why we didn't ultimately settle on those. So there's a lot of conversation back and forth.
Is Elizabeth involved in those?
I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure. I don't know if they're directly involved.
We reached out to them, told them that we were working on the alternative analysis. They said, that's good, but we're not reaching the.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like, I think, to be very clear, I think it'd be good to have them on these calls, right? Because it just saves one follow-up call, right? Like, I'm sure it sounds like they're going to push back and we're just going to go in circles saying, is Elizabeth cool with this? If Elizabeth's there and says no, then.
Very concretely, I remember one of the takeaways from one of the managers. I don't even remember the titles of some of the people at DOT that were involved, but it was, well, why didn't you consider going on the local streets in Elizabeth? We're like, oh, we did.
Yeah.
And that was not consented to. And so, to your point, yes, the city of Elizabeth's going to have to be involved at a certain point.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Yep. Is there anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Okay, cool. May I have a motion to accept the reports of departments as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no ordinances for second reading this evening. Please read ordinance number 2823 by title.
Yes, Mayor, ordinance 2823 is an ordinance amending Chapter 10, Section 4, subsection 4.1 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Recreation Fees Enumerated.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2823 for introduction and fix a date for second reading and public hearing as June 19th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Please read ordinance number 2824 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2824 is an ordinance amending ordinance number 2802, fixing the salary ranges of non-union employees and officials of the Borough of Roselle Park, County of Union, State of New Jersey.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2824 for introduction and fix a date and for second reading and public hearing is June 19th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Please read resolutions by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 16825 is increasing the salary of John Ranieri as Recreation Director. Resolution 16925 is increasing the salary of John Ranieri as After-School Program Director. Resolution 17025 is increasing the salary of Laura Bundy as Assistant Recreation Director. 17125 is increasing the salary of Nikki Kelly as Assistant Recreation Director. Resolution 17225 is increasing the salary of Melanie Cantor as Program Enterprise Clerk. Resolution 17325 is promoting alternate Deputy Borough Clerk Ivy M. Ferdinand to the position of Deputy Borough Clerk. Resolution 17425 is appointing Zia Montijo as a member of the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 17525 is appointing Jerry Campos as a member of the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 17625 is authorizing the purchase of two 2025 Ford Police Interceptors for Paramus Ford, Inc., pursuant to Bergen County Co-op Contract /bid number 24-43 in an amount not to exceed $94,430.80. Resolution 17725 is amending Resolution number 12025, a resolution authorizing the submission of Form 1B, a strategic plan for the Borough of Roselle Park Municipal Alliance Grant Fiscal Year 2026, so as to conform with new grant program requirements. Resolution 17825 is authorizing the Borough Clerk to auction unclaimed vehicles. Resolution 17925 is accepting the resignation of Jason Diaz from the position of Parking Enforcement Officer. Resolution 18025 is appointing Tony C. Freno to the position of Parking Enforcement Officer. Resolution 18125 is approving a 5-year tax abatement for 715 Walnut Street, Block 707, Lot 5 of the municipal tax map. Resolution 18225 is authorizing a $5,000 increase to the professional services contract with McManaman, Scotland and Bauman LLC for redevelopment council services associated with the designated redevelopment area, including Block 503, lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the municipal tax map commonly known as 525 Locust Street, 58 West Lincoln Avenue, 56 West Lincoln Avenue, 54 West Lincoln Avenue, 50 West Lincoln Avenue, 40 West Lincoln Avenue, 38 West Lincoln Avenue, 34 West Lincoln Avenue, 515 Locust Street, and 501 to 511 Locust Street, along with all streets and the rights-of-way pertinent thereto, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $10,000. Resolution 18325 is referring the 510 Chestnut Street redevelopment plan to the Municipal Land Use Board and directing its review of the same pursuant to NJSA 48:12A-7E. Resolution 18425 is approving the insertion of a Clean Communities grant as a special item of revenue in the 2025 municipal budget in an amount of $28,443.55. And Resolution 18525 is authorizing the execution of a sidebar agreement number 1 to the prevailing collective bargaining agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and the Roselle Park SOA.
Do any members wish to have any items removed from the consent agenda?
Go ahead. 183.
Anything else?
And
180, what was that?
183.
183.
183 and 182.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the resolutions remaining on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt Resolution 182-25?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Could you explain what that,
I can if you want.
Yep, go for it.
So what this is, so these properties are commonly known as the Ryan property, the 10 parcels that make up the Ryan property in that area. So what this does, we have McManaman, Scotland and Bauman is the redevelopment attorney tasked with negotiating with the potential developer and working on the borough's behalf. So right now we're only authorized to pay them up to $5,000. Their bills have reached $5,000, and we need to authorize, if we want to continue working with them with this project, we need to authorize a higher amount.
Okay.
Ultimately, if this project is, it goes further and there's a designated developer, there'll be a developer's escrow, and we will receive our money back for any money that we put out, paying our professionals.
okay. Thank you.
Further discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yes.
Councilman Rabina?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons?
No.
Councilman Patel?
Yes.
5 votes in the affirmative, 1 in the negative. Motion is agreed.
I think that's the first time we've had that vote. It's an interesting one. Thanks for keeping it interesting, Conjon. May I have a motion to adopt resolution?
them.
Huh?
Gotta pay them.
We got it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well said, brother. Okay. May I have a resolution to adopt Resolution 183-25?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? I would like to start off discussion. I'm sure there's a couple questions, which is fine. I was going to say this during my mayor report, but I think since we're talking about this, it's worth bringing up now. So we've talked a lot about redevelopment, and there's been discussion on this dais, some proposals on this dais about, so natural progression of this. If it's to go through, if Board of Ed wants to do this, there's usually pilots attached to these projects. Spoken to, my land use board liaison, a couple other council people. We would like to make sure that if this project goes through, that a lion's share of the pilot money does go to the Board of Education, right? So I think, Councilman Johnson's brought this out. We haven't really done it in past practice, and I'm a man of my word. I said in future projects we would loop them in, and there is no better project than this project to loop them in. We'd have to figure out the exact details, but I think since it is the board building, it only makes sense that they reap a lion's share of the rewards, which would be a lion's share of the pilot revenues. So I just think while we're on the topic, I'd rather broach that in the spirit of what's the benefit. The benefit to the Board of Ed, if they decide to go down this route, is hundreds of thousands ramping up to millions of dollars. So just wanted to state that. Any further discussion?
I have a few. So basically, this will become a steady revenue flow for them.
Theoretically.
For about 30 years, if that was
If it passes,
pilot.
yeah.
Also, I wanted to know, does this satisfy our mandates, like towards affordable housing? And this will be brought up, a part of it eventually, but also I wanted to attach what's called a CBA, which is called a Community Benefit Agreement. But more importantly, I wanted to do that universally for the whole town going forward for any pilots. This way, we will protect the borough from liability from spot zoning.
and also is a major benefit factor towards the community for infrastructure, school, HVAC systems. I'm just throwing out examples,
I think it's a
or
great
any
idea.
other type of community endeavor that we need.
Yep, no, I think it's a great idea, and it helps. We've seen in the past, just going back to the affordable housing component, it's always very difficult on a one-off basis to say, hey, we need 15% affordable, we need 20% affordable. It's much easier when you set it in an ordinance to say, this is the rules of the road if you want to be here, so.
But we're not beholden to this, because this is just the beginning process. This don't have nothing to do with, the school still didn't vote it.
No, 100%. So just to be clear on the process here, right? So this is a first pass at a plan. We are referring that first pass at the plan to the Land Use Board. The Land Use Board then reviews it, makes recommendations, sends recommendations to mayor and council. We can either accept or reject those recommendations, and we could also add our own recommendations, right? So this is literally just the first pass that we're handing to the Land Use Board for review.
I will say, whether we go along with this or not, the value of the property will go up because we're rezoning it, and I think that's important to mention.
Correct. And I think, Councilman Johnson, you hit on something that's very important, right? So if there's two things, and I've been talking to my counterparts in the Board of Ed because, we can do that. So I've been talking to the Board of Ed president, and they're still working through whether or not this is something they want to do. But there's a theory that they can go out just to open bid on it, right? And see who wants to bid on it. There's a couple different ways they could do a land swap if they want to do a land swap. But long story short, whatever is passed here, as it is, the land is only worth so much, what it's currently zoned for, right? If it's zoned for X, Y, and Z, that enables a higher valuation, which means a higher return for the Board of Ed. So not only would they get pilot monies in perpetuity, they would get a one-time upfront transaction for the value of that property, or if they're going to do a land swap, they'd get a swap to equal value. Again, that's a Board of Ed prerogative. All we are doing is just setting the parameters of if they decide to go down that route, what could be there.
Okay, but this doesn't hold us to nothing.
Holds us to absolutely nothing. It could sit there for the next 100 years and nobody could do anything.
Okay, then
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Just reading the requirements, I think, as far as the project itself, this is not something I agree with, but I would like to, make the changes to change the maximum height of the building from 5 stories to 3 stories, and also change the parking requirement from, 1.0 to 1.5 as something, it's in the downtown, and we always have trouble with the parking. And as far as the 5 stories out, the other buildings around that area, they're around 3 stories high, so I feel like it'd be something at level instead of we just putting a 5-story, it might look offset, so.
So I would just say, I think it's a little premature to start doing this. I think those could come up as recommendations from the Land Use Board. My recommendation, council could do whatever they want, but my strong recommendation would be Land Use Board could recommend that, and then if they recommend that and we decide to go in that favor, then it's easy peasy. We just accept that recommendation. So again, do what you want to, Kanjan, but I would say you have 2 bites of the apple. You could either do that now, or if it comes up naturally from the Land Use Board, you can just vote affirmative to support those changes.
Okay.
My 2 cents.
I would like to make those changes right now, so I guess I would have to.
So just mechanically, it would be a motion to amend, it's page 7 of the report, or page 7 of the plan. Under the bulk requirements, you would be changing the maximum building height to 3 stories. So it says 55 feet / 3 stories, so I don't know that.
Probably 33.
33 feet?
11 is true.
And then under 4 parking requirements, it would be, instead of 1.00 space per unit, it'd be 1.50 per unit. That's the motion from Councilman Patel.
Mayor, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
This is actually difficult because I kind of share a lot of Kanjan's sentiments for the most part, but I'm also worried about universally. We're still in the process of negotiating with Ryan, and that if you have 2 different areas zoned 2 different ways, that could put us in a liability position. I don't know. I think we need time for discussion for that part.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think the other thing is also this body is the action of this body right now is simply referring it to the land use board, right? I would say the natural part of discussion there is we do have a land use board representative from council, right? We will have our planners and engineers there, which is a natural time to bring that up, right? Residents can bring that up. And candidly, if you have those concerns, Councilman, I think my recommendation would be, I don't think we need to hold things up. We can refer it and we could sidebar a lot of those conversations with our redevelopment council would be my recommendation. Is there a second? Okay, motion fails.
Just a quick question. Can I ask a question?
Sure, sure.
For the Ryan property, what are the requirements? It was 3 stories or 4 stories high?
I think it's actually 4 with a setback right now.
4, and then as far as parking.
But again, that could change, right?
Yeah, no, just.
That's why I think we need to have a meeting after this.
Yeah.
Because we got to be careful with that whole area. We can't have, it can't be different. It can't be different. The developers could sue us.
And Councilman, to your point, right, so you already set for better or worse, the tone's already been set with Hunter, right? So that's 4 with a setback in the same area.
I think maybe 4 with a setback, it probably would be reasonable.
Yeah, and I don't think we need to beat the horse to death tonight. Again, I think there's a lot of bites of the apple here, but I think you bring up valid concerns. Ryan property, I think it's 4 with a setback. Again, this is just from memory. I think it's 4 with a setback. I think it's 1.25.
If you want to do that, I'll second it for that. But otherwise, I think we should probably have communications. We still could lower it, like the mayor said, on this. When municipal land use send it back to us, we get us. That's when we get the real bite at the apple. Yeah, exactly. So I'm okay with leaving it universal if you wanted to do that.
I just think
The public should come.
look again. I think the motion died, but I think it's just cleaner. Jay, you're on the land use board. I think your representation, Jay or Greg, just specifically, you have access to all our professionals in the meantime.
I'm all right either way.
Yeah, and I think we can talk with Jay and look, there's a circle loop here, right? We can feed that in the land use board, and they could feed it back here, right? So, okay. Any further discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lyons.
No.
Councilman Patel.
No.
4 in the affirmative, 2 in the negative. The resolution is agreed to.
Okay. No, that's it. What's it?
Need Lindsay to stay.
No, Lindsay, I think you can go. Thanks for hanging out, though. Did I answer everything right? Close enough? Cool. Appreciate that. That's what you're here for. Cool. Reports of council, committees, Councilman Signorello.
Short and sweet, attended the Memorial Day parade, beautiful weather, nice turnout. I think probably one of the most turnouts I remember seeing on Chestnut in front of the Memorial Library. And it's a day we all should remember and think about, and it's nice to see the attendance and support for Mike Powers, who did his duty and represented Roselle Park. So that's all I have, and enjoy this nice weather coming up the next couple of days.
Cool.
That's all I have.
Councilman Johnson.
Oh, he threw me off.
I go in order. You guys, 1, 2, 3. Come on,
Sometimes you mix it
Sometimes
up.
I go in reverse order, but it's usually in order.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. I would like to start off first in my report by recognizing June as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, a time dedicated to promoting mental wellness, reducing stigmas, and encouraging open conversations among men and boys. This month highlights the importance of seeking help, supporting one another, and most importantly, breaking down barriers that often prevent men from addressing mental health challenges. Like, one of those examples could be like, if you cry in public, you're weak, and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, we as people never truly know what hardships or concerns our neighbors are enduring. And sometimes just a little understanding and patience with one another can go a long way. Now, here's a few community updates to share. One important update is that sidewalks and street revitalization on Avon is now complete, weather permitting, and I'm keeping my hands in prayer form. The final work on Berwyn Street is expected to be finished tomorrow. I looked at the forecast, 88 and mostly cloudy, so I hope it stays that way. Special thanks goes out to Andrew, the mayor, Junior, and the borough engineers for their efforts and support during this much-needed endeavor. It's refreshing to see a lot of the streets getting done in our community. So, on another note, let's get ready to have some fun next weekend, Roselle Park, on Saturday, June 14th, 2025, from 5 to 9 p.m. at Michael Morey Gazebo Park. Your Diversity and Inclusion Committee will be hosting a vibrant Juneteenth celebration for all to enjoy. Join us as we come together to honor this meaningful day with live music, delicious food, a wine garden, local vendors, games, and more. It's a time to celebrate freedom, culture, and unity right here in Roselle Park. We hope to see you there. Also, coming up, First Ward residents, please be advised that the capital improvements to Persian is still in the process of moving forward. The bid notice was published on June 3rd, 2025, with bids set to open on June 13th, and the contract expected to be awarded on June 19th. A project start date will be announced soon, unless Andrew is going to tell me otherwise. Sidewalks, driveway aprons, curbing, milling and paving, the works, more. So please stay tuned for updates and more infrastructure improvement progress. Also, I attended the NJDOT meeting on the 28th, which was Wednesday, May 21st. We're still a lot of good conversations. I was there with Jay, the chief, and Andrew. So, no, you were the only one that was there. That's right. But work is expected to commence 2026 at least, and I don't think this project is going to be done until like 2028, 2029. So. It's going to be a long time. So please, as work is getting done in Roselle Park, lastly, as summer approaches, I'd like to wish all of Roselle Park families a joyful and relaxing season ahead. Your voice matters, so if you need to get in contact with me, please reach out to me at gjohnson@rosellepark.net, or you could call me at 908-303-1519. And with that, Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Petrosky?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to send my condolences out to Angelo Panzarino, Jules Schley, and John Clifford Kasoric III. On the 19th, I attended the Historical Society meeting. The 21st, I attended the Fireman's Memorial. Again, it's always brings very sad because a lot of the names I recognized growing up in this town, and unfortunately, they're all the names were mentioned are deceased members of the fire department. On the 26th was Memorial Day Parade. Like the councilman at large said, it was a good turnout, everything. And again, I want to congratulate Mike Powers, who's a hometown guy, as the Grand Marshal. And I know he was very appreciative of it. The 28th, I attended the Firemen's fundraiser at Dowlings. And my hearts go up to Dowlings because what they do is they people can go there, like the firemen did, and they get 10% of the cut that day. So I know when I was at the firemen's meeting, which was on the 2nd, they didn't get the price yet, but it seemed like a good turnout, and hopefully they made a couple dollars that day. On the June 2nd, I attended the fire department meeting. Again, most of the time is about repairs in the borough. June 20th, the recreation department is going to have a get-together at Gazebo Park, 6 o'clock, right? So I believe 6 o'clock, and it's the start the summer kickoff that the recreation department wants to do. So all are welcome, and there'll be some things for the kids to do. So that's June 20th at Gazebo Park on Chestnut Street. And Again, American Legion, if you can help them out, please do. They're always looking for things. Again, Memorial Day is for, remembering the people that didn't make it. But I also always remember the people that served our country. Councilman Johnson, again, thank you very much for your service to our country. Yeah, but no, it's, and I'm glad the hometown banners went up for the hometown heroes. I know my father's up there, and every time I ride by, I'm always proud that if you need to get a hold of me, get me at jpetrosky@rosellepark.net, 908-666-7821. That's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Lyons.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Roselle Park. I did also attend, obviously, the Memorial Day Parade. It was beautiful. It was just great to see just everyone come out and just spend some time together in memory of those that we lost, and just to be together as a town. I also attended the Fireman Memorial as well. And just as you're talking, Councilman Joe, that we have to remember that we do have a volunteer fire department, and we are just so appreciative. And if anyone is out there just listening, I just continue to say thank you. And even with the fire that we had, it was a huge impact to watch these guys really just run into the fire and do what they had to do. And they're really heroes, and they're in our town. So if you see them, I would love to do something to really bless them somehow if we can as a town. Just hold on to that idea and see what we could do. I also want to announce that the dance twirl team that was here that we honored will be at the 4th of July event. So I had reached out to Nicole, and they are going to come out. We hooked them up with Rupin, and they're actually going to perform there. So I'm excited. So I just wanted to let you all know that. This past Friday, I held a ladies' night celebration, if you want to call it, at Costa's right in town. So we had about 40 women, and they were mostly from Roselle Park, other towns. Woman of the Year Tina was there. Woman of the Year Miriam was there. And also we also had some comedians. I had comedian Mario Bosco, comedian Lana Siebel, Raylan Sicone Russo was there also sharing. But we also had Michaela Munez Guzman, who turned 12 that night. And it was just really special. She was able to sing a couple songs. This Girl Is on Fire, she literally sang, and she was awesome. Oh, it's okay. That night was just awesome. It was connection, and the way I said it, it's really about breaking bread and really getting to know each other behind, not with the screen, but in real time like we used to. So I encourage that with the residents. Let's get together. Let's talk it out. Let's communicate, because that's huge and important. But it was an awesome night, and it was fun. So much is going on. The summer is literally here, and I'm so excited. So definitely come out for the 4th of July festivities. That's going to be on July 1st. And then I'm also hosting again the Summer Nights Open Mic, and it's the Wednesdays, I think, you know what, I got to get back on the time, but it's July 9th, July 16th, July 23rd, July 30th. I can't believe I'm saying July. I see 7. But definitely come out, and we also are having Land's Music. Definitely support us, and they're preparing, so all the kids that go to that music school that's in Roselle Park will be attending, so I'm so excited about that. And I think that's my report. If you need to reach me at rlyons@rosellepark.net or 908-726-8773. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Patel. Got to pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills.
I'm getting that frame somewhere. That's good.
Good evening, everyone. The Environmental Commission is hosting a free kids movie night at the Cassano Center this Saturday, June 7th, starting at 5 p.m. They'll be showing the lyrics, a fun and meaningful movie, especially if the weather doesn't cooperate for the feast. Snacks and drinks will be provided. If you'd like more information about the Environmental Commission, or if you're interested in volunteering at the Roselle Park Community Garden, you can reach out to them through email or social media. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me at kpatel@rosellepark.net. Thank you. This is my report.
And a killer report, man. Councilman Rabina.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Roselle Park. Let's start with transportation and safety. On May 21st, I participated along with my colleagues, and like Councilman Johnson mentioned, in NJDOT's concept development meeting for Route 28. We discussed potential median closures, new crosswalks, overhead rapid rectangular flashing beacons, and other safety improvements projected for completion by 2028. Yesterday, I joined B.A. Casais in attending the Union County Safe Streets for All Action Plan meeting, where we reviewed the high-risk network and corridor analysis. Out of 20 hotspots throughout the county, Faytoot, Michigan Ave ranked number 4 in the county for needed safety improvements. Locust Street ranked number 8. We discussed bike and pedestrian safety strategies and countermeasures, along with finalizing the corridor prioritization, with another meeting to be scheduled before fall. I also joined my colleagues at the Fire Department Remembrance Ceremony. Moving on to infrastructure, curb-to-curb restoration was complete on Beechwood Avenue, as we heard earlier, by American Water's contractor. I had advocated for this full restoration after residents shared that the original patchwork was insufficient, which it woefully was. Thank you for bringing those concerns to my attention. We await the striping to be completed in the near future, and I hope it's very near future. On May 30th, I met with professionals to discuss safety improvements around Aldean School and Park on Faytoot Avenue. Also in communication with engineers regarding the firehouse expansion project in the 5th Ward. Design renderings were shared and show the building will be extended 36 feet westward, one facing the front, with a depth of nearly 47 feet. The $1.5 million addition will include a new bay to accommodate the new $700,000 truck, entrance, dispatch area, records and map room, and a chief's office, all with brick face and shingle roofing to match the existing structure. On to parks. Progress continues at Boy Scout Park with a new concrete pad poured for trash receptacles. Tree and shrub planting is expected the week of June 16th. Next Thursday, June 12th at 6:30 p.m., the Roselle Park Special Education Parent Advisory Group, CPAG, will host a Welcome to Summer event at the sensory-friendly playground at Loretti Park. There will be snacks, goodie bags, and fun for all. You don't need to have a child with a disability to attend. This event is for everyone. Also note, a communication board will be installed soon, and we've refreshed the mulch and repositioned the raised garden beds with fresh soil. Thank you to DPW Superintendent Budesheim and your crew. The sensory beds will be designed to stimulate the senses, including sight, smell, touch, and sound, creating a space that's soothing and engaging for children, seniors, and individuals with sensory needs. Plants with fragrance, color, texture, and movement, like ornamental grasses or butterfly-attracting flowers, make this garden come to life. If any neighbors would like to donate plants, please reach out to me or send a message to CPAG through their Facebook page. On to new businesses. Residents asked for more coffee options, and now we've got them. In addition to longtime favorites like Dunkin', Sunrise, the Chilean Bakery, and Lidio's, we now welcome a few new businesses that have quietly opened.
Can I just pause you real quick,
Sure.
Councilman? I have never had a more frustrating moment in my life as 7 years as mayor. As somebody on Facebook was like, they were talking about like what could go potentially next to the train station because either the Rhine has a retail component or whatever. And I said, I'm like, it could be another cafe.
And it's actually going to have something too.
And they're like, how much coffee can we have in Roselle Park? And the amount of times that I got elected, people were like, well, we need a cute cafe. We need a cute cafe. So 7 years later to be like, well, now we've got too much. I like literally almost just smashed my laptop. I figured you'd appreciate that. I apologize. Continue your report.
All right, so on to, besides 7-Eleven, Salento House Coffee, now open across from Borough Hall. We've got Penstock Coffee, now serving just across from Costa's. And it looks like a new Colombian barbecue spot at the corner of Sherman Ave and Route 28 on the east side regarding new businesses. And it looks like Ebenezer, what used to be the old Welsh Farms La Chimichanga Mexican restaurant, is looking to open at the former Welsh Farms location near Bridge Street on the west side. And you may have noticed a new Wingstop signage at Meridia Roselle Park 10. So it's fantastic that we've got all these new businesses coming to town. Business owners and families continue to see the momentum and opportunity here in Roselle Park, and they're continuing to invest. And for those who are curious about the commercial landscape, Rose Valley is still for sale. It's currently listed at $1.5 million. La Catina is on the market for $1.4 million, and Casio's remains available at $1 million. And with that, I want to recognize Dan Lozano, a Fifth Ward resident and owner of Advanced Auto Works, who recently expanded into a larger facility at 464 South Ave East in downtown Cranford. With more space, more parking, and the same high-quality service, Dan continues to grow his business. Visit advancedautoworksnj.com or call 908-377-9392 for more information. Also, Vivian Gago, another Fifth Ward resident and the founder of Sana Yoga, has also expanded with a new second location at 1016 Stuyvesant Avenue Union. As Vivian often says, Sana is about helping people release what they've been holding on to, whether physical tension or emotional weight, and reconnecting with themselves. Follow Sana Yoga NJ on Instagram to learn more and join a class. Bottom line is, when you have a plan, the skill, the drive, and the resources, the possibilities are endless. So welcome to our new businesses, and congratulations once again to these residents. I'm proud to represent, and they've followed their dreams and now seeing the success that they've worked so hard to earn. So, as always, if you have any questions, concerns, ideas, I want to hear from you. I can be reached at 862-236-0019, jrubine@rosellepark.net. Mayor Signorello, colleagues on council, Roselle Park, thank you so much. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilman. I don't know if you mentioned this. Also, interesting to note, Penstock, the owner and founder is a Roselle Park resident. Yeah, did you mention that in my repeat? Okay, yeah, which I think is super cool. Yeah, and actually, it's super weird. So he does, I think his big business is roasting. The coffee's very good. But like, it's also super affordable in there. Like, it's $3 for an espresso. I'm like, that's like actually pretty good for a cafe. So, let's hope they survive. I have no, what am I looking at, Andrew? Andrew, make sure they survive, man. Salento's really good too. Salento's very good too.
We all forgot about the car wash opening, right?
Oh, Team Car Wash.
That was last year. We said it last
Yeah.
They opened what?
Was it 2 days after our last meeting?
No.
I thought it was right before.
All right, I gotta get this meeting in order.
You had to cover.
Yeah.
Thank you, Team Car Wash.
13.
Just $5,500 for the Casino Center?
Huh?
Right?
Yes, that was a good one.
Correct, that was it.
He mentioned that in the last report.
Yep.
But I have one more thing.
It
Sorry.
was so good.
Sorry, no, just because he mentioned the Boy Scout. For the Girl Scout, I know Greg is here. They want the bridge back, and this is in June. They do the bridge thing.
Yep.
Is it possible to get that done early?
Greg,
Just send me a date of when you want it there. It's in the yard.
Greg, I'll email you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councilman.
Sorry.
I do want to get that park too, by the way. We should talk about that another day. We all want it rehabbed. I want some trees is what I mostly want. I have no report. I'm done rambling. May I have a motion to open the public? Yeah, exactly. May I have a motion to open the public portion on any subject?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody? No takers? Come on. Shouldn't ask the second time. What was that?
You didn't want to disappoint.
Well, there's no weed on the agenda, brother. Yet, yeah. Don't do that.
Gary Beltry, Raglan Drive, Roselle Park. On the sewer bill, I was confused. Mine's high. I must have the highest water usage in Roselle Park.
Okay.
But anyway, American Water bills by the gallon or the cubic foot?
It's cubic foot? I've learned a lot about this pretty quickly.
Ken will tell you.
I believe the water bills are at cubic gallons.
Cubic gallons, okay. Well, it's cubic foot on the bill on American Water, New Jersey American Water. Now, on the borough, I'm sorry, it's by the gallon I have on New Jersey American Water. They bill by the gallon, correct? Or you're telling me?
Yeah, but just to be clear, I think I can make this really easy. We don't bill exactly the way American Water does.
No.
We use their calculations to make your bill, but we don't bill exactly the way we. Is that right, Ken? Yeah, thank you.
Because the borough bills by, for the sewer tax, cubic foot, correct?
100.
Per 100.
or
All right.
100 cubic yards.
So I called up,
100 cubic feet.
I called up New Jersey American Water. I got the bills for October, November, December.
Mhm.
So I have the gallons.
Yep.
Right. So I'm trying to, how do I equate this into the cubic feet on the sewer tax? That's what I'm trying to figure out and see if everything jives, because my number's really high. I'm 1360
Yeah.
for 3 months, which is,
What was it last year? Just out of curiosity?
well, last year we paid double.
No, yeah.
So
What was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago, it was in the 300s.
Was it that low?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's just, it doesn't jive. It doesn't sound right. And I'm one person.
Yeah.
And I have no leaks. They just changed the meter out last week, so I asked him if I had a leak.
Sure.
He checked the old meter first with
Yep.
the water off.
Yep.
Needle didn't move.
Yep.
And then he waited for me. Good guy.
Yep.
After the new meter, same thing.
Yeah.
Didn't move, so.
I think the easiest way is maybe if, I don't know, Ken, if you want to talk afterwards. or-
I was just going to tell you to call the office tomorrow and ask to speak to Dina. She's the tax collector.
Okay.
And she can go over your bills with the consumption. She can call up the report that the water company sent us. And she can look and she'll be able to tell from the year if your last 3 months are higher readings and there might be a potential for a leak or something of that nature. But
Yeah.
that would be your best bet to do for tomorrow. And she can help you. We're here until 12 o'clock tomorrow.
All right, ask for Dina. Two-part question.
Yeah.
All the residents on my street, they ask me all the time.
Yeah.
Any update on Raglan with the milling and the paving?
So unfortunately, they're going to pay, they're going to do it. They meaning the water company's contractor. They're going to wait until Galloping Hill Road is completed.
Which they're working on now down
Right.
in my section.
So they'll come in and mill and pave everything at once.
But Colonial hasn't even been started yet.
Colonial's not getting done.
They're not?
No.
Okay.
They don't have, for what, I don't know if there's a newer main on Colonial or what the deal is. It's not within their scope, though.
All right. Good enough. Thank you.
Cool. Anybody else? Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close the public portion on any subject?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a closed session, right?
We do.
Okay. May I have a motion to go into close?
So moved.
Well, I need it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, read the thing.
Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Roselle Park wish to discuss matters which are described by the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12, and whereas the general nature of the subject to be discussed in closed session are contract negotiations, the Borough of Kenilworth, and whereas the time when and the circumstances under which the item discussed in closed session will be disclosed to the public at a future time, now therefore be it resolved, the mayor and council of the Borough of Roselle Park, County of Union, State of New Jersey, do now adjourn the open portion of the meeting and open a closed portion of the meeting to discuss the aforementioned item. Need a motion and second to adopt.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yeah.
Aye.
You got it.
I'm a little fried.
Whenever you're ready.
Open. All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, in closed session, the governing body discussed contract negotiations with the Borough of Kenilworth. There is no resolution at this moment.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great meeting, everybody.